There's two things I want to cover in this video. One of them is why you shouldn't build a short-term business that fizzles out. And then the last one is actually being able to find your deeper why. And by the end of this video, I'll be able to actually give you a clear explanation of what I mean by deeper why, and then also an example of what isn't a short-term fizzled business. And so particularly, I'm going to look at my situation in the past because I've definitely tried different things and quit them. So when we're looking at short-term business, we're looking at things that have the primary objective of starting them, which are cash focused. And so when I mean cash focused, I mean if you start any business model that's really more focused about cash rather than impact, the problem with that is that obviously cash is going to be enough of a motivator for you to make money. But the thing is that it's not sustainable. What you'll come to find is that all the entrepreneurs and gurus that you look at online will always tell you how when they got there to the end of having their financial income and their financial freedom, it felt a little bit empty inside. And so we look at that when we don't have that income or that amount of revenue in the bank, we think, what? There's no way. So you only realize that until you get to that point, unless you have that rare occurrence where you feel like that you won't need money to change your state of happiness. And that's where you find the golden zone for you to actually pursue business. When you're actually doing it beyond the needs of financial income and that you only see getting rich or financial freedom as a byproduct of your pursuit of your purpose, that's where the real riches are made. And so linking it back to actually how that's applicable or what that means in business sense. So for example, a lot of people will go for particularly a short-term business model of just trying to get some quick cash with drop shipping. And look, I'm not saying that those business models aren't bad, but what I am trying to say is that a lot of the people that pursue them are in the pursuit of just trying to make an income. And the reason that I personally, and this isn't a shared opinion, maybe it is, but the reason I see that as something that's not sustainable is because for you to be able to go through business with a genuine focus and to actually get the most out of it, you need to come from a place of wanting to make an impact or wanting to be able to help and innovate either society or maybe a specific niche of people. And so when you're actually looking at idolizing money, there's a lot more paths that you can take that lead you down the road of bad than actually leading you down the road of good. And I definitely found that when I actually switched my perspective to making more of an impact, serving others, and actually changing an industry or changing the space in order to make it better and set the bar higher to make people strive higher than what I'm trying to do, these are the things that have shown that because it's for a better reason and for a better cause, yes, the money will come, but I'm able to endure it a lot more when problems come ahead because it's not just about this fiat currency that I'm trying to actually get. It's more about who I'm going to help. It puts it in the front of mind that there's this person that wants to be able to have this big idea that they don't really know if it's possible. And I'm trying to show through these videos and through building my business that you can actually act on your ideas of innovating a completely new product into the market. And it's not hard as it is. And so this is going to act as a little bit of a barrier to entry, lowering it to make sure that people understand it is possible. And so when you actually align your focuses with impact rather than money, you tend to see things differently and you end up playing the game in a long-term scale, more like a Monopoly rather than more a game of Snap where as soon as you snap, you've won and then it's done. It's not like that. And it's more of a long game that business is that game where you're not looking to win. It's just that you're looking to keep playing. And so those short-term business ideas have a higher probability of you either pivoting to something else and then having to learn all over again, or you're looking more to actually just get out because you've already made your money. And so then that's not going to make much of an impact. And it's also not going to keep you in the game as long as possible. This is if you love business, of course. A lot of people out there who might just prefer, oh, I just want to make money and get out. That's fine. You can take that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the path of making impact and changing the world is just a little bit better because you're doing it more than yourself. So when I talk about a deeper why, it links into the same concept of having a short-term business. And I remember when I first started and I was doing drop shipping, I was trying SMMA, I tried doing fitness coaching because I was in a lot more of a leaner shape and I was addicted to training. These are all things that I had the ideas because why? Because I had a set of skills and I only wanted to make money. And then even with SMMA, I had no idea how to market. I had no idea how to lead gen. I had no idea how to sell on calls. But I wanted to learn those skills because I was focused on making money. And so that was a very surface level why. And so a perfect example is if you look at an iceberg, making money is like the tip of the iceberg. It's always going to be there. And it's the surface level stuff that people will always see. And it's typically the first thing that people go to when they're reasoning for starting a business. But to get to that deeper mind, to get deeper in your conviction and to actually find how you're going to sustain business through all your hurdles, all your problems, all your adversities, and all the mountains that you have to climb, the trick is not actually trying to have a monetary goal. It's not having on your whiteboard that you want to make 10K or that you want to make 100K. It's rewriting on your whiteboard, scrubbing out that monetary figure and saying, I want to do business because this is going to change the world. Or I'm pursuing this business model because this problem is really important to me and the people that get this solution when I've created it are going to be better off for it. Or I've had this issue and I don't want anyone else to have this issue. That's why I'm doing this. And so if you focus on having an inwards out perspective of trying to make sure that people around you are served and that you're making a better difference in the world, you have a much more sustainable vehicle of how you're going to walk through business with your choices, with your hiring, with your choices with finance, of how you move your money and invest your capital, and also how you articulate your business. And so it's rather than, oh, I just want to do it to get it out there and start running ads because I want to make money. You might take that extra month or those extra few months to reiterate the product or reiterate and refine your service to make sure it's really good, because you know that if you were in your target customer's hands or if you're in his shoes, you would want the best of the best as well, because you're solving their problem or you're providing a product as a solution to their problem. And so I've definitely found that with starting this business, that I initially thought it was going to be a 3-month process of trying to actually build the business, build the product. Yep, all good. Let's start running ads and making money. But the more I've understood and the more I've looked into a deeper why, it's more for the fact that this is genuinely going to help people. It took me forever to get all this research together to be able to help optimize my own health. And so cutting that learning curve for people, providing a solution with that information is going to be something that's going to be helping people beyond what they can understand. And so that's why part of the brand is to educate people as well. But that's more of a side note. What I want to drive across is that you want to be able to put all your blood, sweat, and tears into one venture and make sure that you can give it your all. And then no matter how long it takes, you want to be measuring in 5-10 years, not 1 to 3 years, or not even 6 to 12 months, which is ridiculous sometimes. You want to have an outlook on your business that I'm okay to take things slow if it means that the outcome from slow is better. Because if it's better, it's going to better serve your customers. And if we're talking from a business standpoint, if you have a better product, you're going to get more word of mouth. The marketing is going to be easier because people are just willing to buy because it's that good of a product and the offer's that good. You're going to be able to entice influencers because they can see the value and they want that value associated with them when they share it to their audience. And at the end of the day, you're going to be able to create a greater impact by getting it to as many people, and your lifetime value is going to increase from just people wanting to continuously buy your product. And so as a consequence, churn's going to decrease. And then at the end of the day, that is building a great business as opposed to a good business. And just to really sum up on that, it's important that if you're looking to start a business or you've started a business from here, sit down, grab a piece of paper or go on your laptop, open a Notion or a Word doc or a Apple Notes tab, whatever you're using, and put your business model up there and just sit there, go to the space below and write why, and then answer that question. And then under that, say why again, and then answer that, and then go why, and answer that, and go why, and answer that. And so you keep going and you break it down until you don't know anymore. And so you get to the point where, for example, with me, why am I building supplements? Because I know that I had this problem before. Okay, why is that important to me? Because it took me so long to get this information, and I knew that I didn't have the knowledge to take my health to the next level. And so I needed to be proactive on it. Okay, why does that matter to me? Because I enjoy being healthy. Why? Because I know how much the value of being healthy is. And so I want to be able to instill that onto other people. And it's like you can go deeper and be like, okay, why? And so then you actually start to go and see, well, I don't want people to have the same problem I did. And so then you get there and you're like, aha, that's what you need to run with. It's not how much money you make. It's that burning sensation there that you actually understand what the problem is. You know how it feels, and you don't want people to feel that as well. And so having that deeper why allows you to build more of a long-term business rather than a short-lived business. And so that's really the only things I wanted to get across today, and really put emphasis on the fact that focus long-term, not short-term, because at the end of the day, everyone around you that tells you it's not going to work is measuring in short-term. They're trying to see if you quit in 6 months, or if you quit in 12 months, or if you quit in 1 to 2 years. And so you don't want to give them that satisfaction. You want to make sure that you're withstanding the test of time and making sure that you can build a great thing and a long-term thing. And rather than building a short-term thing, the long-term goals are what's going to get you there. It's not the short-term business model. It's the long-term play, and it's for that deeper why reason. So I'm going to leave it there. Probably rambled on a little bit for those last few minutes, but take what I've said and try and apply it to either whatever business model you want to go into, or either try and pivot and change the direction of the current business you're in so it's better serving others rather than trying to serve your bank account. And if you have that framework and that outlook on things, it's going to make it heaps easier to scale, and also to see how you can do things better for your customers. Because if you look more customer focused rather than self-focused, you will go a long way. And I promise you that. And obviously I haven't done that yet myself, but I understand that now and put emphasis on it now, because it allows me to prepare my brand and prepare for launch in a way that's more customer focused, rather than look at me, my business is great. It's more look at me, I want to make sure that my customers are best served. And so that's really where I'm going to wrap it up today. Probably make another video throughout the week, but till then, talk to you later. Ciao.